Right, today let's have a look at prepositions in the IELTS speaking test. Now, prepositions are, of course, used throughout the test, but today we're going to look at speaking and writing. To be honest, they're not very important in speaking, but we'll have a look at that anyway, and we'll look at in and at for speaking, and then we'll look about something more important, which is the use of to and by in writing task 1. So let's think about speaking for a start, and this is curious, isn't it? In English, we change the prepositions for times of day for no particular reason, really. So we start with, for example, here in the morning, and then we switch to at midday, and then in the afternoon, and for the nighttime we switch again. We may say in the evening and then at night. So you can see it can't be very important if it keeps changing as it does there. Another way to show you how really unimportant it is when we think about the pronunciation of those words. In English, when the sound is quiet, it means it's not very important. So they push those two words together normally. So what we would say as native speakers is in the. So nice short, you see the finger there pointing and squeezing, because we're going to make those sounds really close together, in the. So then in the morning. And then we might even squeeze the last bit of the ing there, so morning. Now that would be true of all of the time periods that we've just talked about. So at midday, in the afternoon, in the evening, at night. But if we now turn to writing, we have to be very careful about using by and to in task 1 writing. It can be very, very tricky, and we must make sure we don't make mistakes here. Have a look at these bricks draw and notice how many bricks are drawing in 1980, and then comparing that to 1990. Now this information, we're presenting it nice and simply here. This could be in a line graph or a pie chart or a table. But if we're comparing time, it's very important that we get these prepositions correct. So we're just writing some sentences that describe what's happening with the brick there. So we're talking about 1990 and the change between 1990 and 1980. You really have to think here, what numbers are we going to put in there? Is it 1 or 4? So pause now and have a little think yourself. What answer do you think should be in there? And here they come, the answers. So the first one is the only one with 4, and the other 2 are with 1. So the good general rule for you to use here is you use to for the total number, or use by for a difference. And if there's no preposition, it also means by. The number should be 1 if you don't use a preposition. So just furthermore, if you make a mistake with these prepositions, it's going to affect your task 1 mark quite significantly. The examiner is going to think you don't understand how to describe numbers, so that may affect your task achievement score, and it may also look like a little grammar mistake as well. So these are very little words, but very important in writing, not so important in speaking.